Would be that. Do you really think that if two people love each other, even though they have the same genitalia, that somehow really would upset Jesus? It's a loaded question, but I have to ask because I kind of feel like I'm kind of liberal on that stance, but when it comes to killing Iraqis, I'm definitely down with that. So I think Jesus would want us to do that.
Be consistent in what you're in your message.
I'm pro-death penalty and pro-choice, so I'm consistent. You know, people who are they say you're pro-life and then like you're pro-death penalty. So.
That's man. Look, the deal is there's a horizontal, a human issue, and then there's a vertical issue, our relationship with God. So when a sin scars our soul and weakens us, whether it's homosexuality or adultery, divorce, drunkenness, you just go down the list. And so he's telling you for your own, you can survive in the world clearly as a homosexual being. You can survive being married. You probably die sooner than most folks, but you can live and you can have a job. You can be a human being in that sense. But in the regards of your soulful condition, it's a devastating lifestyle, and as are other lifestyles. Everything has a devastating effect taken out. So I want to be clear, no one is getting singled out, but on this issue, it's a devastating effect on your soul. And if you read the statistics, talk to people. I've been to Gay Pride Festival in Atlanta 4 years, seen it all go on. And
statistic.
Well, they die early, they die with AIDS, it's the promiscuity. Obviously, certain people can stay together. You can live with someone for a long time. Not everyone is promiscuous, but the promiscuity is an unhealthy sign of someone that's in search of love. And what they're doing is they without the love of God, through Jesus Christ, bring wholeness to your soul. You're going to get that same. What happens is we all begin to satisfy the pleasures in our flesh. We define that as love, and you chase it and you die from it. Does that make sense?
That does. Bill Adams, everybody. He's the slickest looking preacher I've ever seen. More than Swaggart and Farwell. They're amazing. Anyway,
thanks, man.
Thank you so much. You too.
Thanks.
I'll be damned if I didn't actually find a carrot that talks. Hey, what's happening?
All right, Crispy Carrot 2004.
And you're not a carrot, but
no, I'm Matt Rice, his campaign manager.
You're his and what is his platform?
Well, we're here with PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, and we heard that the Democrats were throwing a party, so we decided that we didn't want to miss that. Come out here and enjoying the fun, but carrots aren't all fun. We're also talking about serious issues such as compassion for animals and healthy eating.
What were you grown in? Was it was it compost, manure, or was it just soil? I just want to know your background, where you came from.
Both my running mate and myself are both from America's soil, and we're here to get to the root of America's problems and change America's vision.
Excellent. Now obviously I asked you earlier off camera if you had spray painted any fur coats lately, and it kind of was a question that wouldn't make much sense being it's July. Have you seen any run-ins with people in fur, leather, anything like that?
No, everybody seems to be getting the message that fur is out, compassion is in, and that's why we're out here. We're telling people that the best way to help animals is simply not to eat them. Crispy Carrot's the perfect candidate to do that, to help people get to the root of America's problem.
We can't, but that means we might have to eat him because he's not an animal.
Eat your veggies, not your animals.
Well, Crispy Carrot will be the first one to lay down his life to help defend America against free radicals.
Really? Now, you do have any like irrational fears of rabbits or Bugs Bunny and stuff like that? Or is there any
Have you seen the PETA logo, sir? It is a bunny.
It's a bunny rabbit?
That's right, it's the PETA bunny.
So you're willing to die for your cause, Mr. Carrot?
I'm willing to lay down my life to feed Americans healthy foods and help animals so that people can choose veggie burgers instead of hamburgers, soy milk instead of cow's milk.
And are you willing to, how would you like to see? Would you like to die in a salad, perhaps, with a red wine vinaigrette, or do you prefer ranch dressing?
Actually I prefer orange carrot juice.
You prefer to be...
Lots of vitamins, lots of energy, beta-carotene.
You like to be ground up in a blender?
Absolutely, no saturated fat, no cholesterol, and no cruelty either.
Okay, now here's one question. Now I met some, PETA people. There were two women, and I think they were kind of insane, but I asked them what they would do about cockroaches, and they said they'd feed them bread rather than step on them. Is that cruelty to cockroaches? Do you have any problem with stepping on bugs?
Well, the best way to get rid of bugs in your home is simply to keep a clean apartment.
Well, you don't live in East Cambridge, pal, where like no matter how clean it is, those little bastards, every time you turn on the lights, they're scurrying around.
Basically, you know, first of all, chances are that the women probably weren't for PETA. There are many different animal rights groups out there, many different, you know, types, some more radical than others. And right now, our biggest issue is with the animals who die for food. 25 billion cows, pigs, chickens, and fish are slaughtered unnecessarily for food each year. And cockroaches, you know.
It's a fucking Holocaust, I know.
You can help get to the root of a problem by voting for Crispy Carrot and going to carrot2004.com.
All right, I'll look for you on the ballot. Thank you. I gotta put. Thank you so much, you guys. Carrot, have a good one, man.
Carrot 2000.
I'm with Sergeant Michael Connor from the Boston Police Department out here at the DNC, and you're here to keep law and order amongst all the protesters tonight.
Keep it peaceful and quiet.
Peaceful and quiet. And how's it been so far?
Fine. Everyone's behaved.
Everyone's been good. Have you been getting a lot of people complaining because they find that their accommodations are unsuitable for them?
No, it's more of a topic of conversation for people. They hear so much being spoken about this place that they want to come and see it. But in reality, we've never had it more than half full.
It's never been more than half full. Amazing. Now, it doesn't seem, I mean, where else are you going to put them? You can't put them on the middle of the street, and it doesn't really look as bad as everyone's making it out to be. And I feel like, I mean, what do they want? Latte machines and couches? I mean, what else could the city of Boston provide for protesters?
There isn't much else they could provide. It's limited space. This is the closest the delegates have ever been to the protesters and the protesters to the delegates. This is the closest in the history of conventions they've ever been. And other than that, you know, there's no other space. It's tight. There's water on one side, there's construction, there's safety for the delegates, there has to be safety for the protesters.
I really do think that protesters just, they love belly aching, and I think this is a belly ache thing, you know, like, oh, it's not good enough for us. But that's good that you made it for the record that they are the closest to the delegates have ever been. And there has been no unrest. You said earlier off camera that you've made 3 arrests so far during this convention in the city of Boston.
That's been what has been told to us. There's been 3 total arrests, convention related, in the last 4 days.
Well, you're doing a great job, and I'm glad that you're out here. And then the picket thing has been resolved. It seems, sort of. Maybe not. I don't know.
Contract issues between the city and the police department are over.
Excellent. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Good luck, and thank you for keeping the peace. Thank you. All right. I'm with Nicole here from Los Angeles. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
And you know, there's a amount of decency that I'd like to see at the DNC and decorum, and I don't think that your shirt is really following that contingency of decency.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm very offended by it.
Well, Roger, let me just break it down for you, Roger.
Okay.
Okay. Someone's killing people.
Okay.
Someone's taking all of the surplus and giving it to Halliburton. Okay. So harsh things require harsh words, right? Harsh times, harsh words.
Yes.
I mean, what about this?
This is Cambridge Uncensored News Television, and you know, it's a legitimate news program that I have in Cambridge. So.
I understand.
So
Here's your microphone.
You want to show everybody? You want to show everybody?
Let the people decide for themselves, Roger.
I want the children at home to cover your eyes right now, because this is just.
Well, it's a good thing on certain levels.
Here we go. Ta-da! It says, "Fuck Bush,"
That's right.
and it looks great. And are you selling these out here?
I am.
All right,
I'm
and
not paying taxes. I've left my job. I am saying fuck Bush. I'm starting a movement. Casual Fridays replaced with this wardrobe. Fuck Bush Fridays all across America.
could you do?
Harsh words, harsh times.
Can you do me one favor and give my little program a plug? It's not just cable; it's CUN-TV.
CUN-TV. Cunt, baby.
Thank you.